Hi, good afternoon, kids. Today, in your moral education class, we'll be starting with your second chapter, The Brooklyn Bridge, a story of determination. This story is all about determination, hard work, and not giving up. So, we'll be starting up with it. The Brooklyn Bridge was built between 1869 and 1883 that connects the island of Manhattan with Brooklyn. The credit of this bridge, from the first idea to the design and then the construction, goes to Roblin family. The circumstances under which this bridge came to be constructed is a story of an undaunted grit running through two generations of the Roblin family. We'll study this story, The Brooklyn Bridge, a story of determination. John A. Roblin, a German immigrant to America, was once on a ferry across the East River. The weather was extremely cold. Midway, the ferry got stuck in ice. It was then that he thought of a bridge. Being an engineer, he first made a sketch of the bridge. Basically, this is the story about the Brooklyn Bridge, which connects an island and the Brooklyn. It is about a man whose name was John A. Roblin. He was a German immigrant to America. Once he was crossing East River on a ferry, and due to extremely cold, and there was extremely cold weather, and due to that weather, that ferry got stuck in between in the ice. That was the point from where he got an idea of constructing a big bridge. As he was an engineer, he first made the sketch of the bridge. Then he looked into the building materials that would be used. Till then, bridges were made only using iron. There he thought of using up the building materials as as till that time the bridges were only made up of iron. He started to manufacture steel wire ropes for the first time. These ropes were to be used in the construction of the bridge. However, when John Roebling first mooted the idea of a suspension bridge across the East River, people questioned its need. His contemporaries thought he had lost his mind and his friends discouraged him. This is the time when the first idea came into his mind of the suspension bridge. At that time, his fellow mates, his friends, everybody started discouraging him. They thought he has lost his mind. But he did not let go his vision. But he was determined. He did not let go his vision. He knew it was possible and he was determined. He had trust in his idea. So he kept on working on it. He thought of sharing his idea with his son, Washington Roblin, who was also an engineer. He persuaded Washington and they began to work on the bridge. They put together on paper their ideas and concepts and developed methods by which they intended to proceed. Then, after getting discouraged from various people, he discussed this idea with his son, who was also an engineer. Then they both together noted down every idea and concept which developed into their mind. Once the paperwork was done, they hired the crew for going ahead with the work on the ground. Once all the things were set up, all the things were done on the paper, they started hiring people for the work to be done on the ground. Work began in full swing, and barely a few months had gone past when a tragedy occurred. John Robling's foot was crushed on the construction site. The wound got worse, and within a month of the accident, John Roebling died. Now, It was all upon Washington to carry the work ahead. Washington bravely carried on with the work as he and his father had planned together. However, as a result of working on the pillars of the bridge, he suffered from Cajun disease. Because of the disease, he was unable to move or even talk properly. People were now even more convinced that an attempt to build the bridge was an impractical and foolish idea. वन आफ्टर अनदर कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुई जा रही थी. पहले रॉबलिन को खुद एक एक्सीडेंट हो गया जॉन रॉबलिन का, जिसकी वजह से वो उनकी डेथ हो गई. उसके बाद वाशिंगटन ने वो सब कुछ कैरी ऑन करना शुरू किया, बट उसको भी एक डिजीज़ होगी एंड लोगों को ये यकीन होना शुरू हो गया कि इट वॉज एन इनप्रैक्टिकल एंड फुलिश आइडिया. They pressed for the construction to stop as Washington was only one who knew how to go about the remainder of the work on the bridge. But even though Washington could not move, his mind was sharp. He started giving out instructions from his bed to his wife, Emily. Emily used to pass on the instructions to the engineers who were on the sides. In this manner, work on the bridge resumed once again. Emily Roebling studied higher mathematics and bridge engineering in order to better understand the concepts involved. The work progressed satisfactorily. Everyone thought that Emily was the chief engineer of the project. The bridge took 13 long years to complete. On 23rd of May 1883, the bridge was opened and 150 1,50,000 people crossed the bridge that day. Around 1.5 million people. Many people still doubted if the suspension bridge was safe. In order to remove people's doubt, P.T. Burnham led a caravan of animals, which included a herd of 21 elephants, across the bridge. The Roblings had made a bridge which was incredibly strong. A mesh of cables kept the bridge from collapsing. Roebling claimed that even if the cables were to collapse, the bridge would merely sag. In the year 1964, the Brooklyn Bridge was officially declared a national monument. It celebrated its 100th anniversary on 24th of May 1983. As the bridge combines both art and engineering beautifully, it is an inspiration to both artists and the poets even today. So, out from this story, we come to know that it is your determination and hard work which can make the impossible things even you can turn impossible things to possible. So we should never give up and we should never leave the hope. We should always keep moving ahead in getting and in achieving our goals. This was all for you in this chapter. With this, your moral science syllabus of both April and May month is done. See you guys. Take care. Stay home. Stay safe.